I will start off the talk for reasons of logistics on NVE overt and covert. Now, NVE or neovascularization elsewhere is defined as any neovascularization in the retina arising one disc diameter away from the disc. This is because the neovascularization arising from the disc itself can protrude to an area one disc diameter around the disc. Therefore, anything arising beyond one disc diameter away from the disc is considered as NVE. It may or may not be associated with NVD. The common sites are the posterior pole, post-equatorial retina, and as depicted on the ultra-wide field fluorescein angiogram, even peripheral retina. These are curly, sinuous, somewhat pinkish in color, often associated with fibrous tissue. They may be either loose tufts or they can form a tightly knit nubin. Now, they can vary, as I said, from monstrous to the minuscule, and diagnosing NVE in pictures such as these are really a no-brainer. But then, when in the early stages, the new vessels form fine squiggly tufts along the long axis of the vessels, and these are more easily depicted on the fluorescein angiogram, forming these umbel-like neovascular fronts. Now, this is what we should be very careful not to miss in these patients. Clinical examination alone is enough to diagnose many of these patients. So we have to be very cautious and keen with observing the fundus in these patients. Oftentimes, the neovascularization will be associated with some element of fibrous proliferation, a little yellowing, which can be very subtle like here, or a little more prominent as can be seen in the fundus picture to your right, and of course well-established fibrous proliferation, fibrovascular proliferation as seen in the pictures below. A point to emphasize from the pictures on top is to use the proper illumination and that way not miss neovascularization. The slide here shows as neovascularization that may be easily missed, whereas the same picture to your right hand side, the neovascular front with better illumination is staring at you. The other point is to use red free light, where the visual noise, because the color of new vessels as well as the background retina is the same, we may be missing subtle neovascularization as here, whereas with the red free light, where the RPE and the melanin reflects the light, whereas the hemoglobin in the blood vessels absorbs light, and therefore these new vessels can show up better on a red free light. Now we come to the covert NVE. What is covert? Which we may be missing is we really need to hunt the retina or scout the retina, or frisking the retina, if you may call it so, to not to miss these vessels. So these may be missed when the media clarity is not good or when they are immature in nature. So we need to look at high density zones in the retina. What are these high density zones? Be careful to look at areas in the vicinity of occluded vessels. You may be able to occluded vessels. You may be able to find new vessels in the vicinity. The other thing is confluent soft exudates or cotton wool spots are areas in the proximity of which we may be able to see new vessels. The other point is yellowing of the retina. These are not really cotton wool spots, but we will come to it a little later as well. Any area of the retina that shows a little yellowish patch, you may have new vessels there, as can be seen in the set of photographs here. If you look at the fundus with an indirect ophthalmoscope, these areas of yellowing will become very prominent. More examples to show the yellow spots with pigmentary disturbances, which usually harbor new vessels. These are thought to be related to excess basement membrane deposits in areas of new vessels. So this is an area of high density. Then areas of venous loop may harbor new vessels as well. Any subtle streak of preretinal hemorrhage we should not be missing, because any preretinal hemorrhage, you can almost always be sure that there is a neovascular front just around the corner. Any patch of blotchy hemorrhage in the mid-periphery or periphery usually is likely to be associated with new vessels. The other important point for beginners is the posterior poles of this patient had absolutely no trace of any diabetic retinopathy, but the mid-peripheral fundus showed fronts of new vessels. So we should, we should take care to examine the fundus as a whole. As a general rule of thumb, more the number of hemorrhages, more likely that the patient will have new vessels. Another area where we may miss out on new vessels that can be depicted more on fluorescein angiogram as compared to color fundus or fundus examination is the situation of astroid hylosis. Then we have patients with cataracts. For preoperative prognostication, many times these fluorescein angiography may show new vessels in these patients, or a patient with early dispersed vitreous hemorrhage. The cause of the vitreous hemorrhage may be better picked up on a fluorescein angiogram as new vessels. Now, we have many situations where patients are lasered, which may be either complete or partial. And within these areas of lasered retina, we may be able to see these new vessels. But certain situations, we may not be able to see them as grossly as we did in the previous set of photographs. And many times these are picked up on a fluorescein angiogram. So residual NME is still active in partially treated lasers or other situations which we should be wary about. Myopics may not always be immune to the development of proliferative diabetic retinopathy, and if the patient has associated nephropathy or a lot of hemorrhages in the fundus, we may have to seek recourse to a FFA in these patients. This is a rare situation of a neovascular font right at the fovea, as depicted on this multicolor imaging, the OCT and the corresponding FFA as well. So the pitfalls in the diagnosis of NVE, they may be present with even apparently, I put normal looking in inverted commas, seemingly normal fundus. Look for areas of confluent soft exudates, occluded vessels or blotchy hemorrhages, any pigment mottling or sites of ERMA that were previously noted in the patient's files, yellowish white reflexes in the retina and astroid hyalosis. So employ a combination of both indirect for the panoramic view as well as greater stereopsis and resolution of the slit lamp biomicroscopy. Have a pattern, a regular pattern, so as not to miss any lesions or have skip lesions in between. You may use the fundus, color fundus photograph with overlapping fields as well to detect these new vessels. So NVE on the ultra wide field angiogram may yield a higher presence of NVE. There are some newer techniques called vessel extraction techniques from images. Post-acquisition image processing can detect new vessels as well. This is just for the purposes of discussion. And as we alluded to already, near infrared reflectance images may also yield a higher yield of NVE. Thank you very much for your patience.